Hi there, welcome back to my channel. It's Christy here doing the weekly reading for the sign of Aries, Sun, Moon, and Rising. There's a link in the description box with to a website where you can learn what your your Moon and Rising signs are if you don't already know. If for any reason this doesn't appeal to you or doesn't resonate with you, check out your Moon and Rising sign readings this week, Aries, and see if that helps. That being said, I do hope this is appealing and helpful to you. This is for the week of May 16th to the 22nd. Descriptions about the cards that I'm using, about my ebook and why I do this is in the description box as well. I'm going to be using a different deck for the central reading and doing a bit of a different reading than I did the last couple of weeks just to keep it fresh. So I hope you enjoy that. I'll be using the Wisdom of the Oracle deck for the general reading here, and then pulling cards for additional messages from the Healing with the Angels Oracle and the Medicine Card Tarot deck. I think I'm going to do a 5-card spread. I'm going to still try to keep it between 15 and 20 minutes. So we're going to look at a central issue card, what you're just coming out of, what you can expect in the future, what is on the outside as outside energy affecting the situation, and what you're internally bringing to the situation for the 5-card spread. So I hope that you enjoy that this week as well. So I'm just going to begin by doing some shuffling and saying a little prayer. I wish for Aries all success, joy, and wellness. I invoke spirits of love, light, and beauty. I call upon Archangels Michael, Gabriel, Metatron, and Uriel to guide this reading in peace, clarity, protection, and wisdom. I ask that Mother Gaia please bless this reading for Aries. So I just want to say a really quick thank you to everyone who's been commenting, sharing, subscribing, liking the videos. I really, truly appreciate your feedback, and I'm really grateful that for many of you, you're taking a lot of helpful information and even advice or even some healing messages from these readings. So that's what this is all about. So thank you for letting me know, and I'm really grateful this is helping. So far in the central position, Aries, which represents you in the reading, we have the card Round and Round. I'll put these up to the camera so you can see them up close. But we're looking at an emotional issue here in particular. Before I continue, I will state that because this is a general reading for Aries today, and all the readings that I'll be doing this week are general readings, whatever is most prominent in your life that's taking up the bulk of your emotional or psychological labor or world this week is what I encourage you to apply these messages to, okay? If you're traveling, if it's business, if it's romance, if it's health issue, whatever the issue is, apply these messages to what is most prominent in your life, okay? And I'll try to keep the card messages as general as possible here unless there's something that's definitively speaking to something such as the emotional world. And the reason I say that is because of the colors in the card. We're looking at a circle here, something that's over, more like a Fibonacci sequence, something that's going over and over and over and over, that starts out really small and gets larger, but it's the same thing. And if it were to go in reverse, it stems from the same thing. And then to the left, what you're just coming out of is between worlds. This is a situation where you've literally had to make your mind up about something. You were unclear, or just coming out of something that was unclear for you. Again, I'm going to stick to the emotional component of things. However, in a general sense, if it isn't your emotional or psychological world this week, apply it to what is relevant to you this week, Aries. But again, with the emotional world, it's in terms of being between two things, maybe not having your mind made up about something, not knowing whether to make a move, for example, or to wait. It's not like an Aries to be indecisive about anything, so I don't feel like this is an indecision necessarily. I think this could be more about figuring out exactly what you want the end result to be, not necessarily what you're going to do about it or what needs to be done about it. It's just literally figuring out what you actually want to see happen. So just coming out of that, the card that you can expect in your near future is the card Not For You. This basically just means that any concrete decision or idea, processing, pattern of behavior, and so forth, if you were to continue unabated or without, I was going to say communication, so that could be it, but without sort of taking a step back and looking at where you are and what you really want. If you were to go full bore, for example, I think what you might end up with is something that you don't necessarily want. So I think that these two cards are actually really, well, they always are, right? They're on the opposite end of the questioner, you. But these in this particular circumstance really play on each other. So we have Between Two Worlds. And like I said, I'll look at them more up close in just a moment. But the Not For You, just meaning that depending on what action you take regarding what do I want to see as the outcome, it seems, and we'll look at the other cards and this will make more sense in a moment, it seems as though the end result will be that you'll be happy that it's not for you, or that you'll be surprised that it's not for you, and why did you wait so long, etc. So let's try to get another card out here. We'll look at some internal influences. Like I said, the top card here is external influences. And let's just get another card for internal and get a really nice peek at what's going on here for your Aries. The card up above the Round and Round, the central card, by the way, is the card By the Book. This, in a general sense, means doing things literally as it says by the book. Is that working for you? Is that working against you? Is it something that you find hard to do this week? Is it something that you wish you didn't have to? That's another story. Even if it's hard for you and it's by the book and you wish you didn't have to do it, is it the right thing to do and you're going to do it anyway? Well, let's look at some internal influences here in a moment once we get another jumper. I am really interested to see what's going on internally here, or what you're internally bringing to it. When I say internal messages or influences, really all I mean is what's going on in the subconscious, okay? So we have conscious or external influences, meaning what you are aware of, if this is simply about you and not about partnerships in any sense, what you're aware of as opposed to unaware of, subconscious, or if there are other parties or players in this circumstance in a general meaning sense for you, that these are outside influences being brought in to the situation. So not something that you're necessarily conscious of, but that other people are actually doing or saying, or that you have to abide by. I honestly I'm not done. We're looking for another card here, but I really feel, even though the Not For You is the probable outcome card, I really feel like this is going to be met with a sense of relief, okay? In any other position right now, if I were doing another sign right now, for example, or even under a different moon, we're coming out of a Capricorn moon going into an Aquarius moon, for example. I consider those, the last 6 signs of the zodiac, for example, more mature signs, right? It's just the way it is. The least mature signs, not a bad thing. It's just about maturity and development are at the end. So why was I saying that? Because if we're coming out of a Capricorn moon and into an Aquarius moon, and then by Friday we'll have had Monday to Friday, you know, Capricorn, Aquarius, Pisces, the last 3 signs of the entire zodiac. This is the end of something, okay? This is the culmination of something. This is about getting to the... You don't want to pull this, whatever's going on this week in this energy here, you do not want to pull this into the weekend or next week. This is what I'm getting here. So this is what I mean by this, whatever, even if it's like, oh, I really wanted it, but it's not for me. Even if that's the case, Aries, I really feel like you'll be like, oh, I don't care, or good, or that's fine. Like this isn't going to be upsetting for you in any way. So we do have our fifth card here. We have the time to go card. So I really feel like you know what's up. I don't feel like you have any questions, Aries, this week. I feel like if this reading is helpful to you in any way, it'll be to help you feel more confident about what you're thinking and feeling, and not as opposed to, for example, am I just making this up? Am I just feeling this? Is this something? Am I reading into things, etc.? I would say no. Put that aside. Don't think about whatever's happening here in terms of you're making it up or it's not real somehow. It's very real for you, right? Because this is your life. This is your emotional world. So when we have the time to go, and especially, okay, so we have a probable outcome and then internal influence is time to go. I don't think you expected this, whatever the between two worlds was. I don't think you even expected it to go anywhere or to become anything or to manifest exactly the way, perhaps in a dream state. Okay, we'll look at this up close in just a second, like I said, or in an imaginative state that you predicted it would. I just think that this is maybe almost a reality check. And I am doing this reading in a Capricorn moon, for example. And Capricorn, if that's not about reality check and feet in the ground and maturity, even by the book, no other sign is, right? So this could just be the period where you're not surprised by any of this. I'm not going to do bottom of the deck energy for this week's reading just because I have so many cards going on here and we're going to be pulling two more. So for the week, for the 12 signs this week, I'm not going to pull bottom card energy. It's kind of weird. I always do that. So if you prefer me to do that, let me know in the comments. If not, we'll just let it be. So let's take a look at these up close. Like I said, we have in the central position, we have the round and round. And like I said, this is your position. This is supposed to represent Aries, him or herself in the central position. So everything around you is what's applying to what's currently going on in your life. And like I said, we have a lot of blue. Blue is automatically, to me, it's emotional. It's the color. The reason why I say that is because the color of water. The water signs are related to the signs of emotion in the zodiac. But like I said, we have the Fibonacci sequence where what's happening here, the outgrowth, what we can physically see here, the beauty of it, the splendor of it, the shape, the form, is because it literally came from the same thing. It was just smaller, okay? So whatever's going on this week started out really small or insignificant. You really didn't even read too much into it. You didn't maybe even think it was significant. But it turns out it is because it grew into something bigger than maybe you even expected it to. Again, it's not a positive or negative thing on its face. It's just, that's just the way it is. So whatever has manifested or come about, it's because it started off really small first. It wasn't like this grand entrance, but it has turned into something perhaps even bigger than you or that you expected or wanted it to. And then we have to the left of round and round. So in your recent past, we have the card between worlds. And you can see the flamingo is literally between, this really bright looking future, really calm. We've got a lighter blue, so lighter emotions. And then we have what it's coming out of, or what it's, if you haven't come out of this, it's something that you're sort of straddling right now. And that is cloudy, upsetting, maybe even tears. You might even be feeling stuck between these two worlds, and that for whatever reason, right? You need to figure out why you're stuck between those two and when you're going to come out of it if you're not already coming out of it. We have by the book as external influences or as conscious influences, things you're aware of, and I think you're really keeping yourself on tabs this week, Aries. I don't think you're willing to do anything untoward. I think you're being very calculating is what I'm trying to say. Again, not a bad thing. I think you're watching your steps, maybe even watching your P's and Q's. You're extremely conscious of what's been going on here in this relationship. And again, it's another reason why I just don't feel like you're going to be too surprised by the outcome, and you're not going to be upset with the probable outcome. So with the internal influences, or like I said, the subconscious, is the card Time to Go. This is really self-explanatory, Aries. It's you really feeling on an internal level, in a general sense, that this isn't for you, okay? And this is the general outcome card, the not for you. I really don't think you're shocked, surprised, or even bothered by this. So like, fantastic. Congratulations. That's a big relief. Nobody needs to feel taken down by a sense of being between two worlds, not knowing where you stand, for example, not knowing how to get to the answer that you want, not even knowing how to perpetuate a conversation at this point. You might even be feeling like, I've been doing everything by the book. I've been doing everything right, so to speak, and I still feel in the middle of something like, I don't like this feeling. And if it is time to let go of that friendship, relationship, conversation, internal dialogue, whatever, you're happy with it, okay? You're going to feel a great deal of relief. And if this is helpful in the sense where you didn't know how to move forward, or you didn't know how this was playing out, and you see now, hopefully, it wasn't for you. You're better off without it even, because its probability, even if you wanted it and it really turned out the way you wanted it, and you're going to force it, okay, this is going to be its manifestation forever. This is how it works, okay? So until you're ready to Time to Go, not for now, until you're ready to do that, it's going to be going over and over and over and over. So you just, I guess, need to ask yourself in that regard, in a general sense, is that what you really want, right? Do you want something that leaves you feeling like you're stuck or between something to go on forever? Probably not. And I'm going to guess, my dear Aries, that you have far too many more important things to do, people to meet, and things to say. So I just don't see feeling stuck or even really sad over this. You might even feel freed by it. So let's get some additional messages here. Answered prayer. So how beautiful. This could literally be an answered prayer for you. It could even be that you have to experience something a teeny bit difficult first, as in a choice, as in hearing something you don't like, as in losing something you thought was important to you, which really isn't going to matter in the long run. The answered prayer could be just the halting of the going around in circles. So congratulations. That's always a relief to feel like there's been a prayer answered, right? That maybe you've even reached out for advice. Maybe you've said a prayer. Maybe you've been speaking gently and kindly to yourself for the first time in a long time and giving yourself a break, and that could be an answered prayer. I know it is for me. Just remembering to be gentle and kind, and to move on and to let go gracefully, and these types of things. That could very well be your answered prayer. The fact that it didn't work out the way you wanted it to might be the answered prayer. The fact that you've got it now, and you didn't even like 2 minutes ago, or last week, or whatever the case may be. I think it's just, there's a real sense of relief this week, Aries. So congratulations about that. And again, like I said, because we're at the last 3 signs in the zodiac this week, where the moon falls under Capricorn, Aquarius, and Pisces, you're looking at long-term endings, okay? But with great responsibility and maturity. So that's lovely. So we're just going to pull one more card here. I'm almost successfully under 20 minutes, so that's nice. Just one more card, and we will see if there's any additional guidance for the reading. I'm always pleased to see a reading for any sign, frankly, that there is a sense of the struggle's over, or you needn't worry. or there's some relief here. And that's really truly what I see here. You could even use the word karma with the round and round. You're looking at something that's going over and over and over, that maybe you're finally able to put your foot down on, and that's a relief as well. So for the last card for this spread, Aries, we have the card Dragonfly. Its keyword is illusion. So this could be an awakening from an illusion, learning how to use your illusion for your benefit, as in imagination and so forth, or seeing through an illusion, seeing things for what they really are, knowing you don't want to live that way, and knowing how to get yourself out of it. So congratulations. It seems like you're free from something that was holding you back or bringing you down, making you feel stuck. You were really towing the line with something here, so you might feel like, I'm over it. And you knew it was time to go, I think really intuitively for a long time, strongly. So follow your feelings and your guts, my dear Aries, because you're on the right path for you. Congratulations for getting over whatever this was. Thank you so much for watching, liking, and sharing my videos. I look forward to seeing you next week for your next weekly reading. Bye for now.